guys, we got this great clip from one of our long content videos. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Enjoy. Identify the type of property that you're going to go after. When we first started out, we were almost exclusively housing. We've moved away from that on the island of Puerto Rico now. We're doing very little housing and we're doing more commercial stuff. We're doing more mixed use stuff. We're doing a lot more hospitality investment plays than we've ever done actually in our life. Before we came to Puerto Rico, we were almost exclusively buying and fixing up houses. One-off. Here's a house, buy it, fix it, sell it. Here's a house, buy it, fix it, rent it. Here's a house, buy it, fix it, rent it. Guys, when we came to Puerto Rico, we came with the same mindset, but then the island offered us something different, and we've started identifying that the island wanted us to invest in hospitality, and they were willing to give us some great tax benefits to do that. So now we invest in hospitality. I like the low-hanging fruit. I like to do what's easy, and in Puerto Rico, hospitality right now is pretty easy. The government wants you to invest that way. I don't want to fight with them. I want to live into it. So that's why we invest so heavily in hospitality in Puerto Rico. And we've identified on the island of Puerto Rico that we're going to find value-add distressed buildings. Maybe they're mixed use and they had some retail on the bottom and they had some living space above, or even what we've done is take office buildings and turn them into hotels. So we're looking for value-add. We're trying to reimagine what a property can be and turn it into its highest and best use. Used to be in Florida, and we still do this, we would buy single family houses and they'd remain single family houses forever. On the island of Puerto Rico now, we've identified that we want to invest in hospitality, so we're turning a lot of different projects into hospitality. I hope that makes sense. Number 5, guys, and this is going to be key. You want passive income, you're going to need to do the due diligence. The truth is, if you're going to be a real estate investor, you have to be doing tons of due diligence. You want to take out the risk, right? I do stuff that many people would consider risky, and the truth is I sleep like a baby at night because we do a ton of due diligence, even though we're looking at everything and we're making offers with the mindset of having enough time between when we get an offer accepted before we close on it. We do a massive amount of due diligence. So we make sure that it doesn't have any pitfalls, and you're going to want to do the due diligence. You're going to want to make sure that the real estate that you're buying doesn't have hidden mortgages, doesn't have code enforcement liens, it's not sitting on a sinkhole. Whatever the case may be, you do the due diligence to keep yourself safe and avoid the risk. You want to limit the risk. A part of this due diligence is also going to be what we talked about earlier. You're going to want to make sure that you know what are properties of like kind selling for in the area. What are properties of like kind renting for in the area? So if you're buying like us, we just recently closed on a 9-unit apartment building in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and we look closely to buildings that were within a block or two of the building we were buying to see, hey, what is something that looks good and is fixed up sell for? What is something that's distressed? What did something else recently sell for? And also, what is something that's fixed up rent for versus what is something that's just kind of always been a rental property and hasn't been updated in years? What do those rent for? Is there enough of a difference between lower rents and the higher rents to justify making the investment? Are we getting the property at a low enough price point to justify making the investment of the value add to go in and fix everything up? So this is part of your due diligence, and it's really, really key to your success as a real estate investor and to finding passive income. Absolutely, as part of this due diligence, you want to know that when you're making an acquisition, you're buying something, you're buying it right, you should know that you've got equity when you buy, right? If you buy things right, you're making money. And if you're buying things right, you're able to absorb some costs that are unforeseen. But if you don't do your due diligence properly, you'll pay too much, you will end up not making a good profit, you'll get frustrated, you won't stick with it, you won't be a value add real estate investor. Due diligence is just so key, guys. I can't stress it enough. Number 6, and this is something that most people don't even consider when they're going in and thinking that they're going to become value add real estate investors. There's all of the upfront work that we talked about before you buy it. There's all of the work that happens once you've bought it and you've got to fix it up or you've got to get it rented out. And then once you've got it rented out, there's still ongoing work. So if you're like us, you're going to take the responsibility of managing your portfolio of properties. If you want to be more passive than that, you can hire somebody like that, like us, but I want you to be sure that you know the expense of that, right? So there is a cost to this management. There's still some work with that, with hiring that management, but obviously that gets you closer to that passive income if you're paying someone else to do the job. So Just know that going in, when you're acquiring and identifying how you're going to manage it, are you going to do it yourself, or are you going to hire someone else to do it? We've tried on the island of Puerto Rico to hire someone else to do it. It didn't work really well for us. We had already had a lifetime of experience of managing properties back in the States, so we decided to take it on for ourselves, and it's gone much better now that we are doing it ourselves. Hey guys, thanks for watching that. Subscribe to our channel, watch this next, and then also check out the pinned content for more great content, guys. God bless.